Hello, it is Friday, December 23rd, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Friday puzzle today, so our first of two themeless puzzles for the week, and should be, I don't know, sometimes these are particularly tricky puzzles, but sometimes they're just sort of fun, interestingly clued themeless puzzles, and we'll just have to find out which today has in store for us. So this potentially amusingly clued edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Mitchell Turek, Jenny Montague, Lewis Williams, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark and the indomitable Schulmaster. So thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support of this channel. It does keep this whole thing going, so thank you so much for your generous support. And if you'd like to join those five as a benefactor and get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, you can of course find that at patreon.com/dailysolve or in a link in the description field underneath the video. And, of course, by following that same link, you can become a patron at any level of support and get access to all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. And thank you to everybody who has become a patron in that manner for any amount, for any length of time. I do very much appreciate it. So thank you if you have done so. Also, in another link in the description field, you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. And do subscribe to the channel generally on YouTube if you've been enjoying these videos. All right, so let's get on to today's crossword. As I said, this is a Friday themeless edition of the New York Times crossword, and it was constructed by Brandon Copy, who's constructed around a dozen puzzles for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving and see what we have in store. Really, first thing that came to mind is very. I don't think that's interesting enough to be an answer to this clue. So, took out. I don't know. I mean, there are a few different senses of took out. I'm not sure which this is, so let's keep going. Palio di Blank, Italian horse race held since the 13th century. I do not know that. That's interesting. MLB team originally called the Colts 45s. I don't know that either. Okay, let's keep looking. Happen periodically. It will occur or recur, maybe. A recurring event is one that happens periodically, so that seems more likely. High-tech security device. Kind of radio thing or something, I'm not sure. The Blank Show, 2012 12X Platinum album. There's an album called The Eminem Show, I'm pretty sure. When Eminem was at his height. I bet that's the answer. Let's keep looking. Follower of an Arctic blast. A cold snap or something? I don't think that's right. Could be cold something. Let's just see if that works. Research university adjacent to the CDC. Oh, okay. I mean, there's Emory University. I don't know if Emory University is adjacent to the CDC, but it fits with that M and that O, and these other crosses look reasonable. So language that gave us cummerbund. Oh, I've actually encountered this information before. Urdu is the source of the English language loanword cummerbund. Okay, old-fashioned options. What does that mean? Oh, old-fashioned is in the cocktail, the drink. So you could have rye whiskey in your old-fashioned. So old-fashioned options could be ryes. There we go. And a quinceañera feature. Oh, well, it's not a feature of the quinceañera, the actual rite of passage for 15-year-old girls, but rather a feature of the word itself, a tilde over the N. So there we go. Bit of light misdirection there. Okay, a high-tech security device is not radio anything. Retina something? Retina scanner? Could be a security. No. Could be retina something. Let's check the crosses on that. Brahmin believers. Could be Hindus. There we go. And first of the minor prophets. Hosea, maybe? Hosea is sort of on my mind as a minor prophet because it was the answer to a clue in The Listener recently, which is a very difficult British themed cryptic crossword that comes out once a week. and it was something like Daniel's successor or something, and it was about Hosea being the book after Daniel in the Hebrew Bible. Anyway, speaking of the listener, if any of you solve the listener and have made heads or either heads or tails of today's puzzle, which releases on Friday, it is the just most ridiculous looking thing I've seen in a long time. I don't even know how one would begin. Okay, anyway, bucks could be ones, $1 bills, and follower of an Arctic blast. Okay, right. So it's not cold snap. Cold storm? Doesn't really seem like anything. Culture subject. Schreiber of Ray Donovan. Oh, Liv Schreiber is an actor. And nose out could be edge out. Edge someone out of, I don't know, competition or what have you. And Ramadan ending holiday informally Eid. So does that help? Cold sheet, follower of an Arctic blast. This looks like sample. Oh, culture subject, right? You could have a culture in a laboratory, that sort of culture. So, what sort of sample would you have? Not a DNA sample, that's not long enough. I don't know that would be a culture subject, so to speak, anyway. Final stretch, the last leg of a race. Oh, cold spell. Okay, right. Follower of an Arctic blast, a cold spell. Okay, fair enough. And what cows and icebergs do? They calve. So in the case of cows, that would be giving birth, and in the case of icebergs, that's when a bit of the iceberg splits off. Okay, pine blank, baseball player's grip enhancer. Pine tar is used for that purpose, I have heard. Oh, maybe it's retinol scanner, not retina scanner, but retinol scanner. There we go, with an L. Okay, so using retinol as an adjective rather than retina, the noun. So part usually thrown away is the peel of fruit, for instance. And dragon roll ingredient is eel, I suppose, in dragon rolls, sushi rolls. To become stiff or tight is to tense up. Yeah, to something up, to tense up. Oh, tissue sample is a culture subject. There we go. Blank McFly, great-great-grandfather of Marty. Oh, so this will be from the Back to the Future films. I've seen the first one of those. I don't remember if this character is. I don't think this character is a part of it. I don't think they go back in time far enough for Marty McFly's great-great-grandfather to have been relevant. So I probably won't recognize that. And debauched sort. This could be a return of roue, which I mispronounced as rue last time it came up in the crossword because I didn't remember that it had accent aigu, I suppose, on the E. So roue, a debauched sort of person, borrowed from the French, although I don't even think it means that in French. Anyway, let's keep going. This will be an old-timey name. What could it be? Not sure. MLB team originally called the Colt 45s, right? So the Astros, maybe? That is a team name, and it fits with the O. I wonder if this is Asti. That comes up in clues as an Italian location that pertains to sparkling wine, I suppose? Not infrequently. I don't know if it's also the site of this horse race, but let's look at the crosses just in case. Toner alternative. Well, it could be ink, as in printer toner, printer ink. Is that an alternative? I thought that was essentially the same thing, but sensory deprivation device, a something tank. I wonder if it has some goofy name like blank tank or something like that. I don't know. Seamus McFly, maybe? That's a plausible sort of old-timey name. Let's see if that works. I'm just sort of piling guess upon guess, but these things do seem like they're working out. Is comforted by not being ignored. I don't know. I'm not sure if that is relevant. Places with large nest eggs. Chicken coops or something? What would this be? This is obviously, you see the phrase nest egg, and idiomatically in English, that would refer to a sort of retirement fund, basically, a retirement kind of pot. But the question mark makes me think it is going to be referring literally to eggs, because the question mark turns this into a pun or wordplay of some sort. I'm not sure what it's looking for. Is comforted by not being ignored. Yeah, I'm not sure. Broadband initials. Could be DSL. I mean, that's slightly outdated at this point, I think, but it's a is a manner you can get broadband internet. So, and yeah, took out could end in ed because it's past tense. So let's just put that in and see. Oh, directs and Hollywood lingos. Hollywood lingo. And then I said the S, which is here. But yes, we're going to, because directs ends with an S, we're going to want this to end with an S most likely as well. Shoots or lenses, sometimes people say, to shoot film. Those are both shooting film as opposed to actually directing the film, directing the whole movie itself. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Birthplace of K-pop. I mean, Korea, it would be the obvious answer, but Korea is what K stands for, so it's pretty unlikely they would repeat that in the answer. So it might be Seoul, the capital of Korea. It seems plausible that that would be the birthplace of K-pop. Places with large nest eggs. What is... Oh, emu something. Emu nests? Maybe this isn't Astros. Worked really well with Asti and Tank, which then worked well with these other things. Emu. I mean, emu. Pronounced that incorrectly in the past. They do have large eggs. Character in Frozen who says, "Some people are worth melting for." Oh, it's got to be the snowman character. What is it? It's not Igor. What is it? I don't know. I wonder if this is nests, emu nests. I really like this being Astros, though. I don't know. What else can we do? What have we looked at this yet? No. Game that often ends in tears. It could be tears. It could be misdirecting us in that respect, but I'm not sure. Let's keep looking. If we get this, that will probably help quite a bit with the other acrosses. And I'm spending a lot of time not making much progress right now. Button on a scientific calculator. Tan for tangent, maybe? Does that scientific calculator have a tangent button? Seems plausible. Bro could be my man. Co-writer of Tone Loc's Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Stay out of it. Mine or something? You might perform the creeper, the sleeper, or rock the baby with this. Are those yo-yo tricks, I'm guessing, because of this Y? They seem like they would be. Rock the baby, that sounds like a yo-yo trick. Oh, and the sleeper, that's just when... I think I vaguely remember that from like the 1 year when I was young, when yo-yos became enormously popular all of a sudden. And I think that's just when you just let it sit there. I don't remember exactly. Cries of frustration. Could be ois, maybe? Or, I guess, I don't know, I could imagine a few different vowels fitting there, but the S is probably correct. Novel purchases that everybody's talking about. Everybody's talking about books that people are buying. Must-reads, I guess. Oh, Is this young MC? That's somebody. That is definitely somebody. Yes, Aquaman actor Jason Momoa. How do you spell his name? This way, I think. Fish with a valuable liver. Cod liver oil is sold, so that makes sense. Henry, oh, that's funny. Henry is a chicken coop, I guess, which is what I sort of came to mind earlier and was completely irrelevant to that answer, but it worked out. Elsewhere in the puzzle. The Daily, to pick a popular example. That's an online publication. What is right? And it's in quotation marks indicating that it is the title of something. So it's a digest or I'm not sure. End of one's money. I don't know. Bottom dollar. I was thinking last dollar. This isn't really a phrase. Bottom dollar, end of one's money. That's the bottom dollar. That's what? That's my last offer? That's bottom dollar because that's the most I'll spend, I suppose. Right, okay. I had to work through that a bit to see how it was being used. Stay out of it. Oh. Oh, mind your own business, MYOB? I don't think I recognize that as a phrase. Is that something people say, MYOB or right? Yeah, I don't think so, but it works with oys, which is what I wanted that to be. So there we go. Does that help with this? Game that often ends in tears, or tears, possibly. Not seeing it. Tahoe neighbor, Reno. The city of Reno, which neighbors Lake Tahoe, which borders California, the states of California and Nevada. Technicolor blank, nickname for Lucille Ball. Oh, Technicolor, I don't know, Tessie or something. I don't know. Oh, quinceañera, e.g. again. So is it a fiesta, a party? That's funny. So we had quinceañera feature, and then almost symmetrically disposed to that, quinceañera, e.g. So quinceañera is an example of a fiesta, a party. Let's see if that works. Relief organization could be FEMA, the Federal Emergency. Oh, weird. I'm pretty sure I said what this was the other day, and now I can't think. Emergency Management Agency, maybe? Okay. Wipe is erase a board, for instance. A whiteboard or a blackboard. Some skirt options could be middies. That's the size of skirt. And good name for a florist or optometrist, iris, referencing the flower or the part of the eye. And it's a plus is an asset, so an asset, a positive holding, as opposed to a liability, negative. And so this was Technicolor Tessie. Okay. Fair enough. Don't think I was familiar with that nickname for Lucille Ball. Okay, so a something contest. Game that often ends in tears or tears. Oh, staring contest maybe so it is tears because you might start to tear up around your eyes by keeping your by not having blinked for that long and your eyes drying out. Okay, that's clever. Oh, emu farms, places with large nest eggs. There we go. Emu farms. So this does look like Seamus, doesn't it? What is this then? Is comforted by not being ignored. This must be tenses up. I don't see what else this could be. Maybe this isn't. I guess Seamus can also be spelled in the Irish manner this way. Maybe that's how his name is. Oh, I feel seen. No. No. No, is comforted by not being ignored. Staring. Is this not staring contest? Maybe it's not. Does that work? If I put I feel seen here, does that help with anything else? I don't quite get that. Oh, wait. No, why am I putting the I in here? What was that about? This isn't a statement. It's saying this person is comforted by not being ignored. This person feels seen. Sorry, that was a strange blip there. So this is staring contest. And character in... Oh, Olaf is the character in Frozen. Surely. There we go. So really, really is oh so. Really, really good. Oh so good, you could say. Directs in Hollywood. Oh, helms. Okay. There we go. So is at the helm of, runs something, directs it. And a sensory deprivation device. Oh, a float tank, maybe? Oh, and took out is offed, right? Okay, so did away with somebody, took them out, offed them. All right, so just this final southeastern corner here. Simple structure. A lean-to could be a simple dwelling. And single-use spears are lances. There we go. Take advantage of, and then some. Abuse, maybe? Let's check the crosses. I'm not sure if that's correct. Toy sound. Oh, maybe it is, because a toy sound. This could be a toy dog breed, so they could make a little arf sound. And captain and lieutenant are ranks, military ranks. I to you am lost in the gorgeous errors of fate, or one of a dangerous group in Robinson Crusoe. I don't know. I've never actually read Robinson Crusoe. One of a dangerous group. Oh, cannibal, probably. That seems likely. So, verily, it is? That's true. Verily, it is. Jig is a dance tune. Yep, play a jig. And things not good to have next to one's records, asterisks, because they will include some sort of mitigating information or special note that might detract from the seeming achievement. I to you am lost in the gorgeous errors of flesh. There we go, Sylvia Plath, very evocative. And informal meeting is a sesh for session. There we go. Classic muscle cars, probably GTOs. That's a common model name for there's a Pontiac GTO. I don't think that was the only GTO. Nobelist Hammerskjold, or Dag Hammarskjöld, was he the Secretary General of the UN? Could be misremembering that. And the the podcast. Oh, right. Oh, this is actually a New York Times podcast, I believe. So fittingly to the publication. And there we go. That is the Friday crossword, and there we go. A Friday themeless puzzle with some clever clues. So, game that often ends in tears. I sort of misdirected myself on this more than was necessary, because I was for some reason I was really preoccupied with the idea that the tears and tears was going to be an intentional misdirection, and instead I just misdirected myself away from the more obvious meaning of tears, of the one that I think most people would think when they read this, and that was exactly the one that was necessary. Then there were some straightforward long answers, like high-tech security device, retinal scanner. Nothing particularly wacky going on there. It's just often hard to dial in those long answers right off the bat without having some crosses to fill it in, which I did need in order to eventually get the scanner bit. Yes, other than that, I think a relatively straightforward Friday puzzle. I think this is one where the difficulty will probably be pretty variable from person to person, just depending on the extent to which you had these things at front of mind. But there we go. That was the Friday crossword, and a nice solid themeless from Brandon Copy. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, though, in the comments. I am always curious. And also in the Daily Solve Discord chat server. I've haven't checked that in the last couple days. I'll need to pop in, see how people managed with this puzzle. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow, I think, should be back tomorrow, possibly not the next day, though. We'll have to see. In any case, I should be back tomorrow for the Saturday puzzle. And until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. Take care.